Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you have already been here, welcome back. I'm so sorry I've been going for so long, y'all, and that has not been my intention. Like, it's been a lot going on. As you can see, my son is here, Josiah is here. But basically, as you can read by this title, it's going to be my labor and delivery story time. I couldn't vlog because I was going to vlog, but I couldn't vlog. It wasn't that I couldn't. I had to use, like, I have another phone that I'm going to be recording my videos on right now. I'm using my original phone, but I forgot that I even brought the phone with me because my other phone was on the verge of dying. I forgot that I brought the phone I was going to record with me. So by the time I remembered, everything had already happened. So I'm going to just give y'all the whole detail, the whole story, okay? Anyway, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And yes, let's get into the video. All right, y'all. So I had my baby. Hi, Fabian. I had my baby November 3rd, 2020. And I was induced. I had to be induced because this little boy was not trying to come. All right, he was not trying to come. I was due October 26th. I had him November 3rd. He was not beat. Okay, he was not beat. Don't judge me. I have a Pepsi because I need to wake up. Anyway, so I had him on November 3rd, and basically, like, y'all. All right, I'm gonna start from the beginning. So they told me I had to go to an appointment. We're gonna go back. I was 40 weeks and 6 days, right? So I had to go to, and I went to my appointment, and they was like, all right, you know, because you're still pregnant at this point, so we're going to have to schedule you an induction, right? You can go 2 weeks overdue. So I could have been 2 weeks overdue. I could have waited until I was 42 weeks. But y'all, when I tell you I was tired, I felt humongous, right? Because I'm already small. I'm 5 feet tall. Before I got pregnant, I was 105 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. And so all the extra weight, by the time it was time for me to give birth, I had gained 60 pounds. I was 165 pounds when I went into the hospital to give birth to my son. So I had 60 extra pounds on me. I was just tired, baby. I was ready to have my baby. Like, I was like, no, I'm ready to have him. I'm ready to be induced. Like, forget it. So they was like, all right, we're going to schedule for your induction. They're going to call you on Monday, and they're going to let you know what time to come in and all that type of stuff. So I was like, all right, cool. No. Matter of fact, I'm lying. Before they said they was going to call me on Monday, when I left my appointment, the doctor had told me, she was like, the nurse is going to have to call you to let you know when they're going to put the induction in. You know what I'm saying? Because it could have been any time that week from the November 3rd, that whole week. So it could have been Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday. It could have been any day, right? So I was like, God, please let it be Monday. Like, I'm ready to just have him. I'm ready to have him. Like, once this weekend is over, boom, let me go to the hospital, have my baby, and be done. Like, I was ready. So I get home from my appointment, and I'm just here chilling. I'm just waiting. I'm like, please let the nurse call me today. Like, let her call me today and be like, we put your induction in, da-da-da-da. So boom, an hour or two passed after I got in from the doctor's appointment, and my nurse calls me, and she's like, so we have your induction in here and everything like that, so they're going to call you on Monday to let you know what time to come in to get started with everything. So I was like, all right, bet. So the weekend is going by, and I'm just like, I'm preparing, I'm packing his hospital bag. Well, our bag was already packed, but I'm just making sure I got everything, getting everything together, making sure all his stuff is put together. I rearranged all his clothes. I did all that, y'all. Like, I was ready to have my son. So Monday comes, and my grandma, she comes, and they were supposed to call me early that morning, but nobody called me. So I was like, what's tea? So then they was like, they were supposed to call me at like 6 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, because I thought I was having a morning induction, and that's what the nurse had told me. The nurse was like, they're going to call you around 6:30 in the morning, so you could be in there by 7, 8 o'clock. Like, well, they can have you there by 8 o'clock at the latest, right? So I was like, okay, bet. Like, I'm gonna have them in the morning time. So I called them, and they're like, okay, well, we're going to give you a call. You're scheduled for your induction for the nighttime. You're not scheduled for morning, so they weren't going to call me until around 5:30 or whatever. So I was like, okay, whatever. So my grandma comes, she picks me and my mom up around 2:30. Mind you, I live 30 minutes from the hospital. Like, I live like 30 minutes from the hospital. So, let me go back real fast. Before I got to the hospital, I was still only a centimeter dilated. Like, I was not dilating. Like, when I tell you it was like I was closed up, all that, I was not dilating. You okay, Femi? I was not dilating at all. So I was like, what's going on? So back to where we was, 30 minutes away. So I'm not really having contractions or anything. I'm just like, whatever, like I'm just going here and boom, bang, boom, just ride it out. Like, I would have contractions here and there, but they weren't enough to open me up, obviously, because I was a centimeter dilated from 38 weeks to 40 weeks. It was not opening up at all, honey. So I eat some food, because you know you gotta eat before you go in and everything like that. So we just doing a little bit of running around. We get to my grandma's house. They called me. They was like, so your induction is scheduled for 7:30. Get here by 7 o'clock. Get everything ready. So I'm like, all right, bet. So we get to my grandma's house. It's probably like 6, because we did a lot of running around. So by the time we got to my grandma's house, it was probably like 6 o'clock. So we was like, all right, we're gonna leave here at like 6:45, because my grandma lived like 20 minutes away from the hospital. So I live like a solid 30 to 35 minutes from the hospital, maybe 40. Don't want to push it, don't know. But my grandma lived like 20 minutes away. So after that happened, we just chilling at the house, and I'm just like excited. Like, everything's in the car, his car seat, everything's in the car, and I'm just like, oh my God, like I'm about to go to the hospital. And when I leave this hospital, I'm not gonna be alone. I'm not gonna have a stomach. You feel me? So 6:45 comes around, and we get in the car to go, and we on our way there, and everybody just in the car. Like, everybody was kind of quiet, because like, this is the first baby in our family since my baby sister. My baby sister is 8 years old, so there hasn't been a baby in the family for 8 years. So it was crazy. Like, it's just like all these emotions, all these feelings, and this is my first child. So of course I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how this is gonna go. Like, I was so nervous, y'all. So my grandma prays and everything like that, praying for everything to be safe and for him to be healthy, for me to be healthy, because I don't know if I told y'all, I have low iron. So prior to giving birth to him, I had to get iron infusions for 4 weeks straight. So I got 1 iron infusion for 4 weeks before I had my baby, because my iron was super low, and they didn't want me to lose so much blood to the point where I could go into shock or anything. So they had to make sure, because I am anemic, I have the sickle cell trait. So we get to the hospital. They're like, all right, we get our hospital bags out, and they check me in or whatever. So then, they do the COVID screening and everything first. They make me get a new mask before I go to the back. I go to the back, they check me in, they weigh me, all that. So then they give me my room, they tell me where to go. So me and my mom is walking, honey, and we get to the room. So the first room that they had me in, it wasn't labor and delivery yet. It was high risk. So I was in high risk because they had to induce me. So just in case anything happened, I was already in the high risk section. So we get to high risk, and we're sitting in there, and I'm putting on my robe and everything, and I'm gonna insert a little boomerang right here of me. I took my last belly shot. I'm gonna insert a picture right here. So took my little belly shot, and I was like, this is my last time, you feel me? Oh, no. I was scheduled for my induction November 2nd. I had him November 3rd, but I was scheduled for November 2nd. So, yeah, there we go. I was scheduled for November 2nd, so the day before, I had him November 3rd. So, we get there and everything, and I got my little robe on. I'm laying inside the bed. They come in, they do all the vitals, they hook up my IV. Honey, that IV hurt, okay? I don't care what nobody say. I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah, I got it right here it was right here on my side, right here. I still got the little dot right there. It's right here. And it hurt, because it hurt. I hated it. I was glad I didn't have to get it in my hand, but right here was just as bad, because you see that's just all bone. Like, honey, that hurted. So I'm like, oh my God, they put the IV in. They hooked the little heartbeat thing up to here, his heartbeat, and measure my contractions. And I was listening to his heartbeat, and I was like, oh my God. So when the doctor, she came in, after they did my blood work and everything, the doctor came in, and she's telling me the process. So At first, what they first was going to do was put the balloon inside of me, because like I said, I was only a centimeter dilated. The balloon would open me up to at least 3 to 4 centimeters. So they was going to do that, and then they were going to put me on the Pitocin, and or they was going to give me the pill, the little tampon thing, and then the balloon, and then they was going to put me on the Pitocin, because I was like closed, so they didn't think that I was like, you know, opening or whatever. So she's like, let me go get the balloon or whatever. So I was like, all right, bet. So she goes to get the balloon. She comes back to check me, and she was like, oh, well, you're 2 centimeters. And she was like, well, she's like, you're 2 to 3 centimeters. She's like, so what makes sense to really give you the balloon? Because the balloon opens you up to like 3 to 4 centimeters. So it would have only opened me up, what, like 8 centimeters? So it wouldn't really matter. So she was like, we're just going to start you on the Pitocin. So I was like, okay, bet. So we sitting there, about an hour goes by, and they come in and get me. And it was like, let's go, we're taking you over to labor and delivery. I was like, okay, because the room that I was in, the first room, it was not the room I was giving birth in. So then they took me over to labor and delivery, and that was the room that I was going to be giving birth in. And y'all, I wish I would have got a room tour. The room was so humongous, like it was ridiculous. But we get over to labor and delivery, and I get into the bed or whatever. The bed was smaller and everything like that. So I get into the bed, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just looking around. I see the little thing where they're going to put him at when he comes out, the lights at the top. It was intense. Like, I was just like, oh God, I'm here. So I get in there, and the different nurse comes in, and she's like, all right, I'm gonna just get your vitals one more time, make sure everything is good, hook your heartbeat thing back up, make sure all that's good, and then I'm going to start your Pitocin. So I was like, okay. So he making all types of noises, y'all. So about 20 minutes go by, she comes back in, and she's like, before we do your Pitocin, we're going to give you a bag of fluid, you know, just to clear everything out, make sure you hydrated, make sure you good, because the Pitocin can dehydrate you and all types of stuff. So I was like, all right, cool. So they give me the bag of fluid, and I'm waiting for the fluid to go away. Fluid is done. It's probably about, 30 minutes later, the fluid is done. Nurse comes back in, she's like, all right, we're gonna start you on Pitocin. So around this time, I'm not even giving y'all no time updates. Around the time that I got started on Pitocin, it was like 9:30. So they start me on the Pitocin, cool, and everything is chilling. Mind you, I haven't gotten an epidural yet, nothing like that. I'm just chilling, you feel me? Like, I was getting contractions before they even gave me Pitocin, but they weren't hurting, they weren't bad, but they were coming. So it was like he knew that we was about to force him out. So then he started like, I'm gonna do it myself, but it was too late, Papa. We was ready for you. So they already gave me the medicine. It was too late, baby. So he started I started getting contractions when I was in the high risk room, and they were coming back to back, but they weren't hitting, you know what I'm saying, to open me up or anything, because I was still 2 centimeters when I got to the other room, 2 to 3 centimeters. So they give me the Pitocin, and the Pitocin starts, and I'm just chilling at first. You know, everything is cool. Everybody's body is different, y'all. So what happened for me may not be the same for you, okay? But for me, I was chilling. Like, you know, I seen a lot of videos where they say Pitocin, it hurts so bad. Like, before they even put it on the highest, like, they put it on, like, people was like, oh, when it's on, like, the 3 to 4, like, you know, because they turn it up. They start you on the lowest dosage, and they turn it up. And they was like, when it gets like to 4, it starts to hurt real bad. So I'm like, oh my God, y'all, like, this about to hurt. Like, I'm about to be in pain and da-da-da-da-da. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh my God. They start me off at 2. So my contractions is hitting, y'all. They hitting. But they're not hurting me. Like, it was weird. Like, it was like, it would be a part where, like, I would tense up, and I would hold on. But it wasn't to the point where I was like, oh, I need an epidural. It was none of that. I wasn't crying, I wasn't screaming. I was taking them like I was chilling. So they're coming, and they're starting to hit back to back. So she comes back in, and she raises it up to 3. So I'm like, all right, cool. Still same effect. Like, they're not really hitting me. So the nurse comes in, and she checks us probably like around, 11-ish now. She comes in, she looks, she was like, them contractions is like off the chart. Like, do you want your epidural? And I'm like, nah, I'm good, like, I'm fine. So I'm just sitting up, I'm watching First 48. Now, what I can say is it was super uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable. I couldn't sleep. My mom had fell asleep. I was up. I could not sleep at all, because I was just like, it just felt uncomfortable. Like, I couldn't get comfortable. Like, you know, like, no matter, excuse me, if you had a baby, and you know how the contractions hit, some people it hurts, some people it just makes them feel uncomfortable. Like you can't find a position you want to lay in because your body is like hurting or, you know, aching or whatever. So I'm just trying to turn. I'm turning this way, I'm turning that way, and then I got these monitors on me, so it's just like I was just so uncomfortable. I was just like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there, and 11:30 she comes in again. She's like, okay, they're really off the charts. Like, are you sure you don't want any epidural yet? And I'm like, no, I don't want epidural yet. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm fine. I want to wait until this, you know, till I know, like, I want to wait. So I'm chilling. 1 o'clock comes around. She comes back in. She's like, are you sure you don't want epidural? I was like, I'm good. So they come in, and she's looking at the thing, and it's like, okay, Pitocin still going. Did they change? Oh, no, they changed the bag of Pitocin because the one bag ran out, so they gave me a new bag of Pitocin, and they kept it on 3. So it's probably, I'm gonna skip, it's probably like around 3 o'clock now. 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30-ish. So the doctor comes in, and she was like, your contractions are hitting really hard. She's like, are you sure you don't want your epidural? I was like, all right, just give me the epidural, just give me the epidural. So, matter of fact, no, I'm lying. I'm sorry, baby, I scared you. The doctor didn't come in, the nurse came in. She was like, are you sure you don't want your epidural? I was like, just give me the epidural, because at this point, I'm not getting any sleep. You know what I'm saying? They say get sleep before the baby comes, because this is your last sleep that you're really going to get, like, to yourself. Which I'm going to talk about in another video. For me, that's not true, but we're going to get into that later. So, I'm like, all right, yeah, just give me the epidural. So she goes, she's like, all right, I'm gonna go request it. I'm gonna get the anesthesiologist. Like, give me about like an hour. So I'm like, all right, cool. So they stopped the Pitocin because she was like, before we give you the epidural, we got to give you another bag of fluid because epidural can make your blood pressure go really high. So we want to hydrate you and all that type of stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I couldn't have the Pitocin going while I was getting epidural. Like, I had to stop that. Like, they had to unhook it. So they give me the bag of fluid. Once the fluid was finished, here comes the anesthesiologist. Y'all, this was the part that I was the most scared of. I was scared of the epidural. Deadass. I was so scared of the epidural because I was like, I done heard so many stories about how bad it hurt. They said the epidural needle was like this long, and I'm just like, but I knew I didn't want to do natural. Like, it wasn't that I couldn't do it, I just didn't want to do it. I just wanted, if I could take the pain off, the edge off, I'm going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we're going to get into that because technically, you're going to see what I mean in a second. Because technically, I low-key had a natural, but I didn't. It's weird. Like, I want y'all to leave in the comments at the end of this video. Leave in the comments down below and let me know if you think I had a natural birth, if I had a medicated birth, or if you think it was like half and half. Because to me, I think it was like half and half, right? And I'm going to explain why in a second. Because we're almost at the part. So, y'all, the anesthesiologist comes in to give me the epidural. And I'm just like, yeah, well, I'm so nervous. So he's talking to me, you know, he's talking me through it. He's like, all right, I'm gonna do this. So what they did first was they wiped down the area where they was gonna put the epidural at, right? Wiped it down, and he pressed down on my spine, you know, to see where he was gonna, you know, insert it or whatever. Wiped me down again. And the first thing they did was the numbing needle. They grabbed that needle and they put it in. That hurt the most to me. The numbing needle hurt. It was like this pinch, like, you know how some needles would be a pinch and everything like that. I'm sorry y'all keep doing this, but my back hurts right here. Like, my back hurts. I breastfeed, so my boobs got extremely bigger than what they normally are. So it weighs down on me, makes my back hurt, but whatever. So they put the numbing needle in, and I'm like, girl, I wanted to jump. I wanted to jump so bad. It hurt so bad. That hurt. So after that happened, then he's like, all right, I'm about to do the epidural. So that's a catheter. It's a long catheter. It goes in your back because then they hook it up and you have a button you can push to keep giving you medication when the button turns green. So like every 15 minutes, an hour, something like that. It was like you could do it twice every hour. Something. It was something. So I'm like, okay, cool. You feel me? They sit there, he put it in, and that didn't hurt. That didn't hurt me. The epidural did not hurt. It just was pressure. Like the putting the catheter part in, that part, it was just this uncomfortable pressure, and it felt like a cold something was going down my back, and then it was going in, like, I just felt a cold sensation. It was just cold, and then it was like tingling. So then after he got finished, he pushed down to make sure, you know, it was in place stuff. And he put the tape on me and I laid back down. I was good. So I'm like, period. Like, got the epidural. Mind you, I couldn't sleep because I was uncomfortable. So now I'm like, baby, I can sleep. Mind you, it's like 3:30 in the morning. So I'm like, okay. After I get the epidural, I'm laying down. My legs are starting to go numb and everything like that. And then the doctor comes in. And she's like, all right, so mind you, this whole time my water still didn't break, y'all. Stay with me. My water still didn't break. So they come in and they're like, all right, we're going to break your water and then we're going to start your Pitocin back up. So I'm like, all right, cool. She gets the little tool to stick in me. Mind you, I got my epidural, so I don't feel nothing. I don't know how that felt. They put a catheter on me. I don't know. I didn't know how that felt. Like, I couldn't feel nothing. Like, when I tell you I could not feel anything, I could not feel anything. It was love. So they put the little thing in, and she like breaks my water, but nothing comes gushing out. She's just looking like, so where's the water? And I'm looking at her like, is something wrong? So she puts the thing in again, and I'm like, are they supposed to do that? Like, are you supposed to do it more than once? And the nurse is like, is her water not breaking? And she was like, it did. Like, I ruptured it, like, because I don't feel anything. I don't feel the sac, but nothing's, like, coming out. Like, it's not coming out. So she does it again, and then it starts to come out a little bit. So she's like, her water's broke. You know what I'm saying? So now everything should start kicking into gear. When she checked me, I was 3 to 4 centimeters. So I was like, all right, cool. So time goes by. I finally get some sleep. It's probably, like, around 6:30, 7 o'clock now. And they come in and she's like, okay, you know, it was a new nurse. She was like, a new nurse is about to come in and take over because I'm off duty. So I was like, all right, cool. So then the new nurse comes in. Her name is Mary Jo. She was nice. She comes in and she's like, I'm gonna check you, see what's going on with your Pitocin and everything like that. And then we're just gonna see where we at from here and, like, you know, see what's gonna happen from here. So it's like 7 in the morning. Last time I got checked was at 4-ish in the morning. I was 4 centimeters dilated. Come in, they check me, it's like 7. I'm 6 centimeters now. So they still got the Pitocin. And then she was like, all right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to give you this, the peanut ball or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. So before she does that, she leaves out, and I'm like, okay, cool. You know, it's like, it was like 7 something, time goes by, they come back again, and it's probably like around 8 now. It's like an hour. So he's like, all right, we're going to give you the peanut ball so we can kind of like progress this, moving along, because you're having your baby today. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm 6 centimeters at this point. Mind you, it's like 8:15 now. 6 centimeters. They give me the peanut ball. It's in between my legs. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm just sitting there. It's in between my legs. And I'm like, I feel like I got poop. Look at my mom. I was like, Mom, I got poop. She was like, no, that's probably the pressure from the baby. And I'm like, oh. It still felt like I got poop. So it was like, it didn't hurt, but it wasn't comfortable. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay. Oh, matter of fact, nah. Hold up, y'all. Scratch that. Let me go back before I got the peanut ball. My left side started to feel again in my left side. My right side, completely numb. Left side, I'm feeling again. So I pushed the little button thing. They like, all right, push the button. So mind you, we back at 7 now. We back at like 7:30-ish. They like, push the button and then, you know, it should give you more medicine. I push the button. I'm waiting. I get more medicine. Left side still numb, but it's only going to my right side. And I'm like, what's going on? So I try to turn to the, so they're like, all right, turn to this side. So I turn to this side, try to get the medicine to go down. I'm still feeling on my left side. So I'm like, what? I start feeling on my left side. At this point, y'all, I'm 6 centimeters. So now the contractions are hitting. They're hitting. So it hurts. It's hurting on my left side really bad. Right side completely numb. I'm like, this is not cool. Push the button again, because the next 15 minutes go by, so I can push the button again. I push the button again. Still nothing. I'm still feeling in my left side. So I'm looking at my mom, I'm like, it still hurts. Like, I still feel it. She was like, all right. She was like, you know, they told you, like, if you started to feel again, if you needed more medicine, like, if you needed something stronger, they would give it to you. So I called the nurse, and again, I'm like, I'm still feeling on my left side. Like, it's weird. Like, it hurts. Like, I can feel everything on my left side. Like, my right side is numb, my left side isn't. Like, if you hit me, I was feeling it. So they was like, all right, we're going to call the anesthesiologist, and we're going to get you some stronger medicine. So by the time that happened, 20 minutes, 30 minutes had come by. That's when the anesthesiologist came in, and she was like, I'm going to give you a stronger medication. I'm going to put it through your IV, give it about 20 minutes to kick in. Now it's about like 8:15, y'all. Yeah, I forgot that whole part. Now it's about like 8:15. So she gives me the stronger medicine, and I'm waiting for it to kick in. 20 minutes going by. Like, I'm just waiting. She said give it between 20 to 30 minutes for it to start to kick in. So it's like 8:15. She said give it between like 20 to 30 minutes to start to kick in. So I'm like, all right, I'm waiting for it to kick in. So then they bring in a peanut ball. And she was like, if it doesn't kick in, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. She's like, if it doesn't kick in between the 20 to 30 minutes, push your button, and then it'll give it some more time, because you have to wait for it to kick in. So I'm like, all right. So then they come in, they give me the peanut ball. And at this point, like I said, I'm still 6 centimeters. They give me the peanut ball, and I have it in between my legs. That's like a big yoga ball shaped like a peanut. They put it in between your legs, and you gotta lay like on your side, and it like helps your pelvis open up more. So I got the peanut ball. It's so uncomfortable because, mind you, my leg, this one leg is numb, the other leg isn't that numb. Like, it's not numb at all. Like, I can feel. So it feels so uncomfortable. Like, it just was very uncomfortable. So I'm turning, and now it feels like I have to poop. So now it's probably like 8:30, 8:40. So now it's like I'm feeling pressure. So I'm looking at my mom. I'm like, I feel like I gotta poop. And she's like, oh, it's probably just a baby's head. So I called a nurse, and I'm like, it feels like I have to go to the bathroom. She's like, okay, that's just pressure. And I'm like, okay, well, when can I move this peanut ball? Because it's very uncomfortable. She's like, can you give it at least another 20 minutes? So I'm like, whatever. So I'm like, can you check me? She's like, I'm gonna check you when I move the peanut ball. So I'm just like, oh my God, like, I feel like I have to poop. So she's like, if the feeling gets very unbearable, call me. She's like, call me again if the feeling starts to get unbearable. So I'm just sitting there, I'm trying to take it, y'all. Like, I'm trying to take it. So I just keep flipping the peanut ball, keep turning. So now it's probably what? At this point, it's probably 9:20, right? Because I'm still, like, you know, got the peanut ball. I'm still turning. I'm still trying to, you know, thug it out. So I'm just trying to thug it out. So my left side, the medicine still didn't kick in. I pushed the button. For some reason, my right side is getting number and number, but my left side is just not taking it. It's weird. So I'm like, what the freak, bro? So now it really feels like I have to poop. I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. Before I felt that way, oh, a lady came in, and she was supposed to be the one who delivered my baby. It was this beautiful black woman. She was going to deliver my son. And she was like, we'll be back in here to check you because, you know, you're still in your 6 centimeters and da-da-da-da. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So she leaves. It's now 9:30 something. No, it's not 9:30. It's like 9. Yeah, it's like 9:30. It's like 9:30, 9:25, 9:30. Yeah. So I'm feeling this pressure. I'm like, bro, I have to go to the bathroom. Like, it hurts. At this point, I'm crying because the pressure is so bad. It's so bad. And at this point, I'm crying, y'all. Like, I'm crying. I'm like, yo, like, this hurts worse than the contractions. This hurts. I'm like, I don't know what this is, but it hurts. My mom's like, that's probably the baby. So my mom comes over, and she's like, if it hurts that bad, you got to call the nurse. So she pushed the button for me. Nurse comes in. She was like, it's hurting. I was like, bad. Like, it really feels, like, terrible. So they checked me. 9:25, and she was like, oh, you're crowning. He's right there. Oh, hold on, y'all. Oh, baby. It's okay. It's all right, handsome. It's okay, my love. You all right? All right, bye-bye. He got a shot today, y'all. Today was his 1-month appointment, so he's, like, really not feeling it. My baby just wanted to be, I think he must eat. You want to eat? No, you tired? Oh, my baby. Yeah, y'all, he not feeling it. He got his shot today. He had his 1-month appointment, so he's just really not in the mood. So if he starts to cry and everything, I'm sorry. But anyway, so he's sitting there or whatever, and she's like, you're crying. It's time to push. I said, it's time what? So she's like, I gotta call the doctor. She calls the doctor that's supposed to deliver my baby. And she's in an emergency C-section, so they had to get the resident. They had to get the attendant. So the doctor who runs the whole OB up there, they had to get him down there. So he's coming down there, and I'm at this point, y'all, they still got the covers on me and stuff like that. I'm pushing because my son's head is right there. The pressure is so bad. It hurts so much. I'm like, the nurses don't know I'm pushing. Nobody knows. I'm sitting there. Nobody know. I'm just saying. And they're like, don't push yet. Don't push until the doctor comes. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to push. I'm pushing, right? So the doctor comes in or whatever, and he's gowning up, and they got my legs up now. And he looks, he's like, oh, yeah, his head's right there. He was like, you can start pushing. This is your show. And I'm like, say no more. So I'm pushing at this point, okay? So they're like, so I'm sitting there and I'm pushing at this point. I'm pushing. So like I said, when the doctor came in and I started to really push, it was like 9:35 when I really was like pushing, like the doctor's there. So I'm pushing, and they're like, all right, his head's almost there. Y'all, I felt everything. I felt it so much. Like, it was terrible. Like, the worst part was pushing his head out. The ring of fire, that's so real. It's so real. At this point, my epidural was low-key wearing off because, mind you, I had got it at around 3 in the morning. 3-ish. It was like 3 in the morning, yeah. My times could be off. It could have been 2 or 3, but I know it was like early in the morning. And at this point, it's like 9, almost 10 o'clock in the morning. So my epidural was wearing off now to my right side, but I was still numb. But my left side, that other medicine still never kicked in, so I was feeling completely everything at this point. So I'm just like, oh my God, I literally had a moment where I looked up at my mom and I was like, I don't think I can do this. She's like, you got to, you're almost there. So then I pushed again, and the day was like, you want to feel his hair? His hair's right there, his hair's right there. And I was like, no, I just want to get him out. So I pushed it. I think I left off at the part of it. They was like, you want to feel his hair? And I'm like, no, I just want him out of me, you know? So I kept pushing, y'all. I kept pushing. And boom, his head was out, y'all. After 2 pushes, my son's head came out. I was so happy. That was the biggest relief because the ring of fire is the worst part. When you feel their head right there crowning, honey, no. So after that, and next thing I had to do was push the rest of his body out, y'all. I did one big push. His shoulders and his whole body just came out. It came out. I had my son at 9:41 a.m. I pushed for 5 minutes at most. 5 minutes. He was 7 pounds, 8 ounces, 20 inches long, period. And yeah, that's my labor and delivery story time. Like, oh wait, y'all, I ripped 3 times. I had to get stitches. Worst pain ever. I'm going to do a 1-month postpartum, so I'll probably talk more about that in my 1-month postpartum video. And yeah, and like, you know, get into details about that. But after I pushed him out, you know, we did skin to skin. I'm gonna insert a picture. We did skin to skin, and then I breastfed him. And yeah, that's my labor and delivery story time, guys. Anyway, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm sorry I've been going for forever, but I'm back now. I'm back because he's 1 month now. He had his appointment today, so I'm definitely going to do an update about him. Start doing his updates because he's old. Like, well, he's not older, but he's getting bigger. So I definitely want to keep y'all updated on his progress as well as my progress. So I got some videos coming. I had some ideas. I was going to participate in Vlogmas, so I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to do 25 days of story times, but I'm going to just be starting late. So we gotta see. But I definitely have a couple more videos that I want to do. I definitely want to do an organized with me video. So y'all just stay tuned because I'm really back with the videos back to back, okay? So make sure you tell your mom, your grandmother, your uncles, and your aunties, and your cousins to subscribe to me. I'm not playing. All right, y'all. Bye.